My roommate ruined my birthday party. Then tried to steal my boyfriend. So I, 22F, need to get this off my chest, because my friends keep telling me to just let it go, but honestly, I don't think I can. I live with my roommate, Erin, 23F, in a 2-bedroom apartment in a mid-sized college town. We met during freshman year orientation. Both of us had the same sarcastic humor, same taste in music, and both hated doing dishes, so we just clicked. Fast forward for years and you'd think we'd be inseparable. But if I'm being honest, I'd been noticing cracks for a while, little things like her forgetting to pay her half of the Wi-Fi bill, making side comments about my boyfriend, and always wanting to be the loudest voice in any group. Still, I didn't expect my 22nd birthday party to end up as the absolute circus it became. For context, I had been planning this party for months. I'm not a huge party thrower normally, but this year felt different. I'd just gotten accepted into a grad program, I'd worked so hard balancing classes and my part-time job, and I wanted one night to celebrate with people who mattered to me. I envisioned it as cozy but fun, string lights on the balcony, a homemade cake from my mom, she insisted, a playlist I'd been curating for weeks, and just good vibes. The guest list was pretty tight, my 3 closest friends from college, Mark, Danny, and Shiloh, my boyfriend Caleb, and a couple of friends from work. My parents were even going to stop by early with food and leave before the real party started. I wanted it balanced, family-friendly at the start, then more of a hangout with my crew later on. I told Erin she was, of course, invited, and she seemed excited at first. But she quickly started pushing for it to be bigger. Why not just open it up? The more the merrier, right? She said, waving her hands like she was envisioning a full-on rave. Erin, it's not that kind of thing, I laughed nervously. I don't want strangers here. Just people I know. She rolled her eyes, smirking. You always play it safe. Live a little. I brushed it off, thinking it was just her being her. The evening of my birthday, everything started out perfect. My mom showed up with this ridiculously gorgeous red velvet cake, complete with sparklers instead of candles, her new obsession. Dad carried in enough lasagna to feed an army. The apartment smelled like garlic bread and frosting, and for a moment, I felt like everything was exactly how I wanted it. Caleb kissed me on the cheek as he handed me a small gift bag. He was always so thoughtful, and I could already feel tears threatening because, birthdays make me emotional. My friends trickled in, one by one, and we all gathered in the living room, laughing, eating, catching up. I remember Danny, who has this infectious laugh that always makes me giggle, telling some story about how she accidentally wore 2 different shoes to work and didn't notice until lunchtime. Everyone was crying from laughing so hard. The vibe was golden. But then Erin came out of her room. She had changed into this glittery silver dress like she was about to hit a nightclub. She scanned the room, gave me a quick "Happy birthday, girl," and then, without missing a beat, pulled out her phone. Hope you don't mind, I invited a few people, she announced casually. I froze. A few. Before I could even ask what she meant, there was a knock on the door. And then another. And another. Within 10 minutes, our cozy gathering turned into a stream of people I had never seen in my life pouring into our apartment. At first, I tried to roll with it. I mean, what was I supposed to do? Kick people out on my birthday? Mark leaned over and whispered, "This is a whole different vibe, hey," while eyeing a group of guys already digging into the lasagna my dad made. The music changed too. Erin somehow hijacked my carefully curated playlist and swapped it for bass-heavy EDM that made the walls shake. I watched my parents' polite smile slowly stiffen, and I felt my stomach sink. "Sweetheart, we're gonna head out," Mom whispered, pressing my hand. "Call us later, okay?" And just like that, my parents left early, cake untouched. Caleb tried to comfort me. "It's fine, babe. Just go with it, maybe." But I could tell even he looked uncomfortable, sandwiched between sweaty strangers yelling over each other. Then came the alcohol. I hadn't even bought alcohol for this party, I didn't want it to turn messy, but Erin apparently told people to buy ob. Bottles started popping open, and suddenly my living room looked like a frat house. Someone spilled beer on the rug my grandmother gave me. Shiloh nearly got knocked over when a random guy decided to attempt a dance move that involved somersaulting. And Erin? She was in the center of it all, laughing, flipping her hair, acting like the star of the show. Every time I tried to talk to her, she brushed me off. Relax. Everyone's having fun. You should be thanking me. Hours passed like a blur of noise and chaos. At one point, I realized I hadn't even had a chance to blow out my birthday candles. The cake my mom made was sitting forgotten in the corner, and when I went to check on it, I found someone had stuck their finger straight into the frosting. That was when I broke. I grabbed Erin by the arm, pulled her into the kitchen, and hissed, "What the hell, Erin? This was supposed to be my birthday. My night. Not, whatever this is." She rolled her eyes dramatically. "Oh my God, you're being such a buzzkill. Everyone is here for you." I shook my head. "No, they're here because you wanted to play hostess. You ruined this." Her face hardened, and for the first time, she didn't have some flirty, joking comeback. She just said, "Maybe people don't actually like your boring little plans. Maybe they need me to make things interesting." That one stung. Before I could even respond, I heard shouting from the living room. We both rushed out to find two guys arguing over who called dibs on the couch. Drinks were spilled, someone had knocked over a lamp, and I realized my neighbors were definitely going to complain. By the time the police showed up, yes, someone had called in a noise complaint. It was almost 2 a.m. They weren't aggressive, but the humiliation I felt as everyone awkwardly shuffled out was unbearable. I stood there in my own apartment, birthday crown still on my head, watching strangers leave trails of crumbs, spilled beer, and broken glass behind them. Caleb tried to stay and help me clean, but I told him I just wanted to be alone. Mark and Danny gave me the kind of hugs that say "I'm sorry this happened to you," and then it was just me and Erin in the wreckage. She didn't apologize. She didn't even look guilty. She just said, "Well, at least it wasn't boring." And then she locked herself in her room. I sat on the couch, staring at the ruined cake with the fingerprint still in it, and I cried harder than I had in years. The next morning, sunlight hit the wreckage like a spotlight on a crime scene. Empty bottles lined the counters, crumbs littered the carpet, and my beloved lamp lay shattered on the floor. My head throbbed, not from drinking, I hadn't touched alcohol all night, but from pure exhaustion and humiliation. Erin emerged from her room looking fresh as if she'd just had the best sleep of her life. She stretched, yawned, and casually asked, "So, want me to help clean up?" I couldn't even look at her. "Do you even realize what you did?" I muttered, picking up broken glass with shaking hands. "Relax," she said, brushing past me. "It was one night. You're acting like I burned the place down." That was the moment I realized Erin and I weren't just on different pages, we weren't even reading the same book. My friends texted me all day. "Danny, still can't believe last night. You okay?" "Mark, that was rough, but honestly, you handled it better than I would've." "Shiloh, girl, that was chaos. Want me to come help you clean?" Even Caleb called, his voice full of guilt. I should have stepped in more. I just didn't want to make it worse. The support felt good, but every message was a reminder of the disaster that my birthday had become. And worse, I couldn't shake Erin's words from my head, "Maybe people don't actually like your boring little plans." Things didn't blow over. The apartment still smelled faintly like beer no matter how much I scrubbed. My landlord emailed me about noise complaints from neighbors. And Erin? She acted like nothing happened. She still played her music too loud, still hogged the bathroom, still laughed with that too sweet tone that made me feel like I was overreacting. But then came the real gut punch. One night, Caleb came over after work. He looked uneasy, fiddling with his hands. "Listen," he started, "I wasn't sure if I should tell you this, but Erin texted me." My heart dropped. "What do you mean she texted you?" "She said she was sorry the party got out of hand, but then she kind of hinted that I should hang out with her sometime. Alone." I stared at him, ice spreading through my chest. "You're kidding." He shook his head. I'd never, you know, but I thought you should know. I felt sick. It wasn't just about the party anymore, this was betrayal stacked on betrayal. The very next day, I confronted Erin. She was sprawled on the couch scrolling TikTok, like she didn't have a care in the world. Why did you text Caleb? I demanded. Her eyes flicked up, amused. Oh, so he told you? It was nothing. I was just being friendly. Friendly? My voice cracked. You asked my boyfriend to hang out alone. She shrugged, smirking. If your relationship was solid, a little text wouldn't matter. Maybe you should think about that. Something inside me snapped. All the swallowed frustrations, all the ruined memories, all the little digs, it all boiled over. Get out, I said, voice low but steady. She blinked. What? You heard me. Move out. I'm done. For once, she looked speechless. But only for a second. Then she laughed, this sharp, cold laugh that didn't sound like the Erin I used to know. You're seriously kicking me out? Good luck paying rent on your own. I'd rather live on ramen noodles than another day with you, I spat. The weeks after that were brutal. Erin dragged her feet on moving out, blasting music at 2 a.m., forgetting to clean up her stuff, and telling mutual friends that I was controlling and overdramatic. But here's the twist, instead of people siding with her, they started pulling away from her. Danny told me later, honestly, you've all noticed how she makes everything about herself. Last night just made it obvious. Caleb, bless him, stuck by me. He helped me scrub every last beer stain, helped me rehang new string lights, and this part still makes me tear up, he baked me a belated birthday cake. Just the two of us, sitting on the floor with forks, eating straight from the pan. A month later, Erin finally moved out. I thought that would be the end of it, but one night, I got a text from an unknown number. It was a picture of the cake from my birthday, the one my mom made, with the sparkler candles. But in the photo, the cake wasn't in our apartment. It was in Erin's new place, half eaten, with the caption, still tastes better at my parties, winky face. I sat there staring at my phone, a chill running down my spine. She had taken the cake my mom had baked for me, and kept it, like some twisted trophy. I never replied. I deleted her number, blocked her on everything, and told my friends to do the same. But every now and then, when I'm cooking dinner or scrolling late at night, I think about that photo. About the glittery silver dress, the chaos, the smirk, the cake she stole. And I realize, my roommate didn't just ruin my birthday party. She ruined the version of friendship I thought we had. She showed me that sometimes, people you let closest to you will burn you the worst. My 22nd birthday is a scar now, not visible, but there. And while I've moved on, that night still lingers in the back of my mind, like a ghost at the party that never should have been.